So I did go back home and I searched shelters in New Jersey, and I came across a whole bunch of shelters, but none of the shelters that fit my needs. I wanted to be in a shelter that I felt comfortable at, and I didn't even know shelters like that existed. So I searched another shelter, and then that's when the Covenant House came up. That's where I was at, the Covenant House. And the Covenant House came up, and it's located in Atlantic City, New Jersey. One of the locations is in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And that's when I was like, okay, they do all this fun stuff, activities. They help you get a job. They help you with your GED. They provide food for you, care for you. They do a lot of fun things with you in the public, all of that good stuff. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna love this. And I called my mom, told my mom about it, and I called them. And when I called them, they were like, they could help me. And they wanted me to bring my daughter, but I was like, I'm not bringing my daughter to a city that I've never been to, a state I've never been to. That's not me. I'm not gonna do that. And they literally like begged me, but I was like, So, and then they asked me where was she gonna be, and they asked a lot of stuff. Like, it was just crazy, and I'm like, I'm just trying to come up there. So they were like, well, we can see what we can do. We're going to talk with management, because you are coming from South Carolina, and there are a whole bunch of different ones around the United States. Why do you just want to come to this one? I was like, well, I don't want to come to a state where I don't have family at, like, at least I know somebody. So they were like, well, we'll give you a call back. And so they gave me a call back like a couple days later, and they told me that they could help me, but I would have to quarantine for like 14 days before I actually went into the place. So I would have to stay in a room, a separate room up there, until I was able to go be with everybody else. So then I was like, all right, cool, that's fine. So then a couple days later, they called me back and they told me that they spoke with management and I didn't have to quarantine anymore. I was like, alrighty. So I had 2 weeks to be out of my apartment. And so I got my apartment together. I sold everything out of my apartment. And then that's when I had to go stay with my mom for like a week until I was able to go up there. So then I stayed with mom for that week. And I was still iffy about going. I didn't want to go because I was leaving my daughter at home and we were going to be separated again. So that was one of the biggest things. And I had to break the news to her that I was leaving again. And it was just heartbroken. But then one of my mom good friends actually called her, and she was like, I'm so proud of Juanita and I'm so happy for her. And she said, remember Alice, that's my mom name. She was like, it was prophesied over Juanita's life that she was just going to move away. And that's when my mom was like, oh my goodness. So she told me, and I was like, wow. I was like, Mom, what's gonna happen? She was like, the prophet didn't say nothing else. But I remember him prophesying over my life because I had my eyes